Boy. Welcome back to unboxing a billion Ford parts. This is part 2. We already unboxed this. In case you forgot, it's a retainer set. Last time you saw spiders. Today we're going to be opening more boxes. Alright, let's move on to our next box. Heavy. Well, actually the box isn't heavy, I'm heavy. This is a kind of a cool box. It's a shame it's in such poor condition. Rather than opening this clearly damaged side, we're going to open the beautiful side. Or at least it's much, much better than the other side. Pop this open. Slide it out. And you can see here we got a cable. Exactly what cable it is, we don't know. But they did be kind enough to write cables on it. Don't know if that was Ford or the person who owned this before me. There is a part number, extremely faint. Is it focusing? I hope so. Anyways, set that there. Here's the cable. You can slide this cable through the thing. It's kind of difficult. It's kind of greasy, which I would want my cable to have some grease in here. Let's see here. Something restricts the cable from moving any further. It can also rotate, although it's not easy to do with my hands because it's quite stiff. So yeah, it's a cable. What does it go to? I don't know. Speedometer maybe? Odometer? Nah, probably speedometer. Because I think the odo runs off the speedo. Not positive. I'm not a Ford man. Anyway, slide this back in the box. I have tried to repair this box a little bit because I'm the kind of guy who likes to keep these as display items only. You know, I'm not planning on repairing a car with these anytime soon. I only use them for the display. So I want them to look nice, at least. Click. There we are. Unbelievable transformation, as in nothing transformed. This box we have much of the same, except this one is labeled. It's a speedometer cable, ASCII, with a very visible part number. Unfortunately, this box is even worse condition. And I think the cable is identical, so that probably is a speedometer cable over there. No, they're not identical. This one is slightly different. This end is the same, or almost identical. Not identical, but almost. Whereas this end is very different, or seemingly different. I could just be stupid. I already forgot what the other cable looks like. This one moves freely as well, which is nice. Does it rotate though? Very easily. That's nice. So yeah, this one seems to be working very well, even better than the other one in my opinion. One of these was out of the box when I found it, and I think it was the other one. It was out of the box sitting on the bed of a truck. A truck that we hadn't used in a good long while, so there's a good chance the other one got rained on a little bit, which would really suck. I'm not the one who cared for these parts all their lives. I only just recently got them for free from my place of employment. For criminy Christmas sake, hop in here. Yeah, it just shows this box is in much worse condition because it doesn't even like to close. Yeah. Does look good from a very far distance though, trust me. Here's a dirty little box, and inside is our crankshaft gear. This is the gear that I believe would mesh with the camshaft gear from earlier. I would try and mesh them together to show you, but it's not very exciting. They don't really mesh very well. There's some play. I don't think they're off the same engine. This one looks like it may have been used because it looks almost like it's kind of worn out. It is very tough to tell though. It is rusty. And no, that's not rust, that's oil. Sorry about that. That's oil that has turned orange and has fooled me. So yeah. Put that back and open the other side while I'm trying to put that back. This box is very oily. I'll bet this has been used before and was put back in here all oily. Sorry for throwing that, but I was in an awkward position. Here we are. It's a camshaft front bearing, slightly larger and slightly thinner than last bearing we looked at. This one also has that weird looking keyway thing. It's not the damaged one. I wonder where that one is. Because one of these, I swear, this has been played with, and as a result the inside crack has been visibly damaged. But this isn't the one. So, yeah. Open this. There we are. Back. I don't think it's been used. It looks like it's pretty new. It's not visibly worn at all. Alright. Since that was the last of those boxes, I'm going to pull out a different set of boxes. These. Alright. I'll open two of them on camera. They're all the same. They're all piston rings. It's beyond not interesting, so, you know. We got a little packing slip packed by 2667. Comes in this nice little bag from factory, which is pretty neat. You don't see this kind of attention as much these days, especially with such instructions. You can see instructions on how to install them on both sides. Now these springs, I believe, are from 62 because these ones in particular don't have it, but in one of these boxes, one of these sets has a little tag on the inside. It's this little piece of paper. All of them has it, but the one that I'm thinking about has a secret 1962 hidden on the inside of it. I'll see if the other box that I open has that. I think it will, if I'm careful about it. This is the one. I can tell because the front of the box is all wrinkly. Yeah. It just says 1962 on it. I don't even know if you can see that. I think the last one, my last video, it was bleached out. You can't see that video, but I did, and I think it was bleached out, but either way, it says 1962 on the inside of that tag, which makes me think these are from 1962. The rings are all brand new. I already looked. They're not interesting to look at. They're just brand new rings. And we still have a lot of boxes to go through, so I'm not going to stick to those petty details of, you know, rings. These next two items aren't rings or boxes, they're actually little parts with tags, so there's nothing to unbox here, it's just parts. This is a little spring with this rubber coating on it, which feels like not a great idea if this spring is designed to flex a lot, because this coating would probably rip pretty easily if this actually flexed a lot. It's probably why you have to buy a replacement. There's your part number. Then we got this. I can't lie, I don't know what this goes to. This looks like a little plate that goes at the very back of an automatic transmission right before the tail shaft, but I can't tell you, I'm not sure. Here's the part number for that. So yeah, those are... Now that's all of the red and gray style of Fomoco boxes. Now we're going to move on to the blue and gray boxes, which are what I believe to be later boxes. First, this little box. Here's the box. It's a FRT main BRG STD red, aka front main bearing standard red. It's not red, but I think red is like an indicator of its strength or something. You can see again, like the last main bearing we looked at, it is copper color, so I don't know why. And I also don't know why these are two different sizes. You wouldn't even notice if, you know, if nobody told you, but... Wait, you know what, I'm a dunkle. These are the same size, it's just I wasn't... This was like that. See? Had that slightly lower, and so I was like, oh, this is a different size. Either way, they're the same size for the same engine. Look like they're new, never been used, I assume. That or they've been severely used and they're on the brink of failure. It's hard to tell because I'm still not familiar with old bearings, whether they're supposed to be copper colored or silver colored. Modern bearings, silver colored. Old bearings, don't know. Here's another one, another tiny box with a C shaft bearing. C stands for cam, I would assume. I'm gonna open it from the... Oh, that really stinks. Yeah, some of these use the stupid system that I really don't appreciate, where the tops are just glued to the box, which I hate because, you know, you can't reseal them, which I don't like. They're bearings, no surprise. There's copper colored, just like the rest. Now C shaft, I don't know if that stands for crank or cam. It looks like cam, based on the size, but you know what, it is crank actually, because you can't access camshaft's bearings the way this is, you know, you can't, they're not in half, a camshaft, usually they're full circles. So yeah. Don't know why they decided to abbreviate crank to C apostrophe. But they did, and it's mildly annoying. I'd hate to be the parts guy. Here's front main bearings, STD red, the same exact thing we just looked at, which no, this isn't the same box, it's a different box. Copper again. These ones have blackness occurring on here, which makes me think that they've at least been installed once. Whether they've been used very much or not, it's hard to tell. It's possible, but it's hard to tell. They're in pretty good condition in terms of, like, visible wear to someone who doesn't know shit. You know, they look pretty okay to me, but I'm not sure. Here's another box. That's so cool. It's the glued kind. I don't want to remove this tape, and I won't, because we have 3 other boxes. They're identical. The only difference is this one only has one bearing in it because somebody lost the other bearing. So rather than open this box, I'll open the other ones. Same thing. It looks like it's got the same part number. It doesn't. It doesn't have the same part number. The bearings look identical, I swear. I opened it once. They look pretty much identical. Here's what it would look like if I opened that box. Just another bearing. It's got some thrust sides on it. Thrush sides. I don't remember what it's called. It's copper colored again. Looks like it hasn't been used. This should come with two, but again, one is lost. Here's another one, same part number as the last one we just opened. Once again, bearings. Comes with a piece of cardboard so that you can actually orient them in a circle instead of just doing this, you know. That's pretty cool. Yeah. They're bearings. They seem to do their job. They seem like they're in pretty good condition. That probably did not damage it, considering this is made out of, like, very hard material, metal. Here's another one. I know, shocking. I'm not even going to bother with this one. You already know what's inside of here. It's just two bearings. They look great. I've already seen them before. You're not missing out, I swear. Here's another bearing. It's the same part number as the last few. The only difference is there's only one in this box because it's designed only. Whoa. You know what? It isn't the same part number. This has a B instead of a K. So, this is a different bearing. It is a very cool looking bearing. It is completely silver, which, wow. That's a very flashy bearing, actually. I think this is very cool looking. It's copper colored on the sides. Don't know if that's supposed to be copper colored. I can only assume. But yeah, it's a very flashy silver. This could be an example of an extremely worn out bearing or an example of a very good bearing. I honestly cannot tell. But it's very nice nonetheless.